the big story that we track. The other big story that we are tracking, and we'll have to see what really happens here. A Delhi court is expected to decide today whether to issue summons to Army Chief General V.K. Singh in connection him by retired Lieutenant General Tejendra Singh. Now, earlier, Tejendra Singh testified before the court in support of his complaint against the Army Chief. Tejendra Singh claims that the allegations levelled against him in a March 5th press release issued by the Army are completely false and concocted. One of the allegations against him is that he offered a bribe of, on behalf of 14 crore on behalf of a company called Tatra and Vectra Limited. So what really happens here? Well, remember, this story has been in the headline. There was a standoff between the Army Chief and the government, an ugly fight out in the public. Really, where do things go? And now an investigation by the CBI that's underway. Joining us this morning, retired Lieutenant General Raj Kadyan, the former Deputy Chief of the Army Staff. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Well, as we expect, as we wait for what the court will really say, whether they will allow this, when you look at this developing story as it began with the Army Chief's age and then it went on to this crucial, do you believe that the Army Chief went too far with this allegation?
Yes, Tulsham, there has been a lot of controversy which has dragged the Army into the quagmire, and it has undeniably damaged the image of the Army. The Army has a very high image of the Chief. Somebody who is above everything. He is a father figure. He is the one who stands behind their shoulders in case things go wrong. He supports the hand. But unfortunately, being in that chair, he got embroiled in his personal problems. Rightly, I mean, as an individual, he has a right to go to court on his date of birth, which he did. But rightly, as a chief, he should have thought twice, and he should have placed higher priority on the organizational interest, not gone to court. That is as far as the overall picture is concerned. Now, it cannot be denied that military purchases are big ticket purchases, and there are arms dealers involved in it.
Yes.
And it is quite possible that some of the retired officers, soon after retirement, when they still wield influence, where they still have their people who work with them in the uniform, get enticed. After all, money is a big lure. The fact that a bribe offer was made is corroborated even by the defense minister, that immediately after this was made, he went and informed. Then defense minister says, yes, he came and told me, although he didn't want it to be pursued, which also sound logical.
But of course, the bigger question then that was asked was, why was the Army Chief coming out with these allegations, with this big bomb at a time when it came right after the Army age issue?
Yeah. So it is difficult to avoid the inference that it was related to the age issue, because if you see the developments, let's say he went to the defense minister, he wanted it to be pursued, that is why he went to the defense minister. If he found that the defense minister was not taking it so seriously as he wanted, he could have then gone to the media. After all, nothing stopped him. But the inference is, you can't avoid that he was waiting for an outcome of it, and that got rejected on 10th of February, or he withdrew the petition for whatever reason, and the court actually rebuffed him, that he came out with the same allegation again. So that's a question mark that will remain again. When he was asked by the media, he said, well, I went now because the same Lieutenant General's name occurred in the first week of March, which leads to another very disturbing question. That means if this bugging case had not come to light, was he willing to forget the bribe issue? Then where is the sincerity in fighting corruption? That question will always remain. The question will remain that his personal issue got involved in the issue. His taking up a case against bribe was very, very good. Nobody has the courage, should not have the courage to walk up to the Army Chief and offer a bribe to manipulate an arms deal, which was a very correct action. But the fact that he took it at a wrong time, a good action taken at a wrong time, doesn't have the same impact. It will get related to the fact that he did so as a retaliation of having lost the date of birth case. Whether the chief is called and what cognizance the court takes, there of course we have to wait for the outcome of the court. But whatever has happened is very unfortunate for the Army. It should have been best avoided. We advised even that time that if he wants to go, it's best is for him to resign. If he's fighting for honor, honor is not time bound.
Yes.
Honor can come after 5 years if the court takes that long. Honor is a lifetime achievement. But obviously, he went there. Even then, we thought, chalo, he's fighting for justice and the truth.
Right. But, this entire issue got in a very unprecedented situation, a standoff between the army and the government, and then we have a CBI case underway. While you are saying that it's great that he spoke up on the bribery issue, nobody has the guts to do that. But what implications does this have on the army as such?
It has implication because if you watch the chief statement which he gave to the media regarding the bribe issue, he made a statement that the concern or the alleged lieutenant general said, look, people before you have been accepting it, people after you will accept it. Now that's a very, very serious matter. It may be true, may not be true, that I'm not in a position to say. But then you're casting aspersion on all your predecessors. Mind you, in my view, every chief has made his contribution. Some have blown their trumpet and then done it. Some have done it on the quiet. A man who rises to that level has come up through a very, very hard selection process. They're all equally capable. They're equally honorable men. So to make a sweeping statement, even while quoting a lieutenant general, was not fair to the army's image overall. Right. It has damaged the army's image. You can't deny that.
It has damaged. Well, so we're waiting that order by the court. We'll have to see which way things happen. It is expected today. We'll have to see really what comes out of it. But as retired Lieutenant General Raj Kadyan says, that it has impacted the army in a very negative way. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. And time now for a short break. There's more news coming up.